The 38 Letters from J.D. Rockefeller to his son. Perspectives, Ideology, and Wisdom. Written by J.D. Rockefeller. Narrated by Rick Font. Letter 23. There must be a spirit of cooperation. Treat others the way you wish to be treated. May 16, 1901. Dear John, you and Mr. Morgan finally shook hands. This is the greatest handshake in American economic history. I believe the future generations will remember this great moment generously because, as the Wall Street Journal said, it holds the meaning of a super battleship built by Wall Street tycoons and oil tycoons has set sail. It will be unstoppable and will never sink. John, do you know what this is called? This is the power of cooperation. Cooperation in the eyes of those with arrogance, it may be a weak or shameful thing, but in my opinion, cooperation is always a smart choice, provided that it is beneficial to me. Now, I would like you to know of a fact. If it is not God who gave me what I have accomplished today, I would like to attribute it to the support from three powers. The first power comes from following the rules, which allows the enterprise to operate continuously. The second force comes from cruel and ruthless competition. It makes every competition more perfect. The third force comes from cooperation, which allows me to obtain benefits and profit from cooperation. And the reason why I can run ahead of the competition is that I am good at taking shortcuts, cooperating with others. At every stop of my journey to create wealth, you can see the signs of cooperation. Because from the day I set foot in society, I knew that at any time, anywhere, as long as there is competition, no one can fight alone, unless he wants to kill himself. A smart person will form a cooperative relationship with others, including competitors, under the guise of others to survive or become stronger. Of course, I can make a hypothesis that is likely to come true. If we do not collaborate with Mr. Morgan, both parties are likely to fight to the end with both sides losing, while our opponent, Mr. Carnegie, will profit from and continue the trend of dominating the steel industry. But now, Mr. Carnegie must be beating himself up. Think about it. Who can be calm when his opponent cannibalizes his territory, unless he is a dead man lying in the grave? Cooperation can suppress or eliminate the opponent and achieve the goal of making oneself stride towards their goal. In other words, cooperation is not necessarily the pursuit of victory. Unfortunately, only a few people understand the marvel within it. However, cooperation is not the same as friendship, love, and marriage. The purpose of cooperation is not to gain emotions, but to gain benefits and an advantage. We should know that success depends on the support and cooperation of others. There is a gap between our ideals and ourselves, and we must bridge this gap. In order to fill this gap, we must rely on the support and cooperation of others. Of course, I will never refuse to establish friendships with business partners. I believe that friendship built on business is far better than business built on friendship. For example, my collaboration with Mr. Henry Flagler. Henry is my eternal confidant and best assistant. By forming an alliance with him, he not only provided me with investment, but also wisdom and spiritual support. Like me, Henry was never complacent and ambitious. It was his dream to become the master of the oil industry. Until now, I still remember the scene when we first started cooperating. At that time, except for eating and sleeping, we were almost inseparable. We would pretty much do everything together, thinking together, going and leaving work together, making plans together, motivating each other, and sharing the same determination. During that time, just like spending a honeymoon, it will always be a happy memory for me. Now, decades later, we're still as close as brothers, and I will not sell this emotion for much money. Therefore, I insist that you call him Uncle Henry instead of Mr. Henry. I never try to buy and sell friendship because friendship cannot be bought with money. Behind every friendship requires genuine support. The reason why Henry and I have cooperation and eternal friendship is not only because we are conspirators in pursuit of interest, but more important, we are all self-disciplined people, and we all know the value of treating others the way you want to be treated starts from now. Do not do unto others as you would that they should do unto you. It is not only my code of conduct, but also my wise attitude towards cooperation. Therefore, I never bully weak opponents with money. I prefer to talk to them, and I am unwilling to take a domineering posture to suppress them. Otherwise, I may ruin our cooperation and stop the goal in the middle. Of course, when I meet an arrogant and rude person, I cannot forget to humiliate them. For example, I once taught Mr. Vanderbilt, the owner of the New York Central Railroad, a lesson. Vanderbilt was born a nobleman, made military exploits in the Civil War, and enjoyed the title of general. However, he regarded the honors he received on the battlefield as an indispensable capital in his life, and he thought that he held the power of transportation, so he could treat us as part-timers. Once, Henry went up to him to talk about transportation, but who knew that this arrogant guy said, "Young man, you want to talk to me? Your rank seems lower." Henry has never been insulted like this, but at that moment, his good upbringing helped me. Phi did not lose his mind, but when he returned to the office, his beautiful penholder suffered and fell to pieces. I quickly comforted him. "Henry, forget what the dog Piss said. I will definitely return you your dignity." Later, Vanderbilt was anxious to do business with us and asked us to negotiate with him. I sent someone to tell him, "Yes, but you have to come to our office to talk." As a result, this general, who was accustomed to others flattering and pleasing him, could not only condescend to meet a young man who was more than 40 years younger than him, and at the same time succumb to the conditions put forward by the two young men. I think at that moment, General Vanderbilt must have understood this truth. Be nice to others when you climb up, because you will meet them when you go downhill. I hate treating people with a rude attitude, and I know that being patient and gentle to subordinates and colleagues are helpful in achieving goals. I know that you can buy talents with money, but it will not buy people's hearts. But when you show respect when you pay, they will serve you faithfully. This is where I can build an efficient management team. But I do not want to make wrong judgments because of this, thinking that cooperation will make me a good person. No. Cooperation is not a question of being a good person, but a question of benefits and interest. No alliance is permanent, and cooperation is just a profitable tactic. When the environment changes, the tactics will change accordingly. Otherwise, you will lose. The reality is harsh. You have to be tougher, but obviously, you also have to be a good person. John, the essence of life is struggle and competition. They are exciting. However, when they develop into conflicts, they are often devastating and destructive, and timely cooperation can resolve them. Love your father.